What if on a daily basis your budget has dropped to this, but you're the kind of person that still wants a new car? And well, you're not the kind that just wants a car which is just basic, you know, A to B and stuff like that. You want a car that is going to be exciting. Today I'm going to share with you the top 8 most exciting vehicles that you can buy today in Uganda or shipping without breaking the bank. And so by the time we're done with the 8 vehicles, I will also be done with this. And in that time, subscribe, like, share this video with a friend, and make sure they actually subscribe. If you get on the market and look around, you might find that the prices might vary, but these are Africa's UG prices. Now at Africa's UG, one of our biggest desires is that you drive a car that will actually serve you as well. Not a car that you're going to buy and you're going to struggle to maintain. You're going to drive for maybe 3 months and it's somehow in the garage all the time. And so this list also caters to that detail. The cars that we'll include here are actually cars that you can actually also maintain without breaking the bank. At number 8 is the BMW X3 2016 model. Now this car comes in a number of variations and trims, but the one that I would recommend is the X-Line 20D X-Drive. I would have my reservations with the M Sport unless you are sort of a BMW enthusiast, because the M Sport will come with a sort of different kind of suspension, which for our roads which are mostly uneven, you will find that you might struggle with comfort if you get the M Sport. In this criteria, we considered cars that are actually usable on a daily basis, not a car that you're going to look at, drive on a weekend. No, the car that will go from Monday to Sunday, take you to work, come back just in an exciting way and give you a thrill. So if you're buying the X3 X-Line, you buy the 20D, that's a 2-liter diesel with the X-Line trim. That car is exciting, it's comfortable, it's fast and very fuel economical. And by the way, that N47 diesel for the BMW, as long as you service that car and maintain it in time, that car will last a long time. The BMW will take you back starting price of about 85 million going up, and that's in Uganda shillings. Coming in at number 7 is the Mazda CX5. Yes, people have spoken about the 2.2-liter diesel being quite a challenge when it comes to maintenance. However, if you get the right technician to look after that car, it will actually last quite a bit of time. I discourage you buying the 2-liter petrol because it's just useless. Buy the 2.5-liter petrol or the 2.2-liter diesel, 4-wheel drive of course. The Mazda CX5 is such a punchy vehicle, fun, and you know, Mazda, if you didn't know, gets quite a lot of inspiration from BMW. So you'll find that a lot of the dynamics that you love in a BMW or a European car, you'll find it in the Mazda CX5. So you can get the 2016 model, which is the KE, or you can actually get the 2017 model, which is even cuter, more angry, and definitely has more tech. The 2016 model should start from about 66 million going up, Uganda shillings. And of course, if you prefer to get the 2017, then you go for about 75 million going up. Now, number 6 is a secret. And this car is for people who love the Kia Sportage. You love the way it looks, the cuteness of it and all. You want a car of that size. And surprisingly, it has come at a very good price point. The 2017 BMW X1. Now, I discourage getting the petrol versions of the BMWs, even for the X3. You need to consider the 2-liter diesel because that's the most reliable engine of them all. This car is cute, it's very fancy, it's very practical, it has a lot of space, it has enough space to keep your goodies and makeup items and all that kind of stuff, and it sets up such an appeal that when people see you approach, they know that this is a serious person we're dealing with. Now, if you realize all these are cars that actually you can drive on a daily basis without breaking the bank, and all you need to identify is a good technician, somebody who is actually going to look after the car well, somebody who's going to maintain the car with knowledge, and with precision, because European cars work with precision. I think we all know that by now. Now the X1 price will start from about 70 million. Now, if you don't believe that's such an amazing price, well, I don't know what to think of you. Coming in at number 5 is a car that is familiar but a little different. This is the Subaru Impreza, but the WRX or the STI model. Now this Subaru, especially for you who have seen Subarus in Kampala, these are cars that people drive literally every day. And there's nothing that bothers you owning or driving a Subaru. They're all the same. This Subaru WRX or STI model Impreza is actually a very fun car to drive. You'll find that the exhaust is tuned differently, the engine is tuned differently, of course it's turbocharged. If you can drive a manual, I highly recommend that you actually buy the manual. However, there is the option for an automatic gearbox, which if you desire, that's also an option that you can go for. I would probably consider the manual option because I think it's about a 6-speed gearbox, and these cars are really, really tunable. And if you're not into tuning and increasing power and all those kinds of things, you just want the car to take you from A to B and just, you know, in a fun way, and maybe on a weekend you can just hone around on some of those highways, the Impreza actually just aces it really well. You should be able to get an Impreza 211 model or so, 2012, about 45 million. And I think that's such a good price for such a car which offers so much like that. Coming in at number 4 is a car that you won't believe is actually great. Now, Suzuki cars, you know, one of the things about Suzuki is that Suzuki is a sort of like the Bajaj most motorbikes that we have in our city. As long as you service it in time, look after it well, it just keeps going and going and going. Now, the mistake that most people make is that they buy the Swift that is the 1.2 liter. And I feel like that car is so underpowered that it will sort of be a disappointment to you when you buy it. You always complain about power. You always complain about speed. It's weak. It's etc. However, we are talking about the Swift Sport, the Suzuki Swift Sport, and the 2016 model specifically is what we're talking about. I highly recommend you buy that car with a manual, most of them anyway. The automatics will be rare, but you can get them to be a CVT gearbox though, and it will also be fun. And it comes with a 1.6 liter petrol engine. Now that's a car that will actually be so pleasant to own. The Suzuki Swift will take you back about 40 to 45 million, and all this depending on the condition and all those other things. However, that's a range that you want to work with, and these are prices that are as of today, 2024 April. Number 3, the Toyota Vitz RS. The Vitz RS is a car that actually you want to buy, especially if you like to drive cars that are fuel economical. You want to drive a car that is not too showy but is cool. Like the people who see it give you like that, you know, you have a cool car. That's the Vitz RS. It has the same engine that you find in the Fielder, the same engine you find in the Spacio and whatever. The 1.5 liter, the 1NZ engine. That car, you can actually get a manual or the automatic, but of course it will come with fancy wheels, a sort of interesting body kit, and it's a car that will still give you 18 kilometers to the liter or even more. Consider getting the 2016 model, which will cost you about 39 to 40 million starting price. And I think that's actually quite a great price for such a car with all that it comes with. Number 2 is one of the most exciting hatchbacks that you'll ever drive, the 2016 VW Golf GTI. And the Golf GTI kind of caters to people who are, you don't really want to horn around and do drag races, but you just want a Golf that is quick, snappy, and cute. So I've recommended the Golf GTI 2016 specifically because it has the upgraded, the generation 3 of the E888 engine, which is actually more reliable than the older models that we have been used to. That's 211, 212, 213. It has upgraded the more reliable EA888 engine, which will give you actually about 15 kilometers to the liter, which I think is amazing for a car that is powerful, showy, fun, and yet you can actually drive it every day. The Golf GTI will take you back about 65 million. Wow. Now, number one on our list, yes, you guessed it wrong. The 2016 Audi S3. Not the RS3, however, if you have the money, why not? But it's sort of a cousin of a more luxury sort of line for VWs, where you find a bit more cozy stuff, fancy tires and everything. Of course, the Audi S3 is pretty much a VW Golf under Golf GTI. However, the S3 sort of pushes you more on the edge of luxury. Yeah, you want a bit of luxury. You are an Audi person probably, but you don't know which one would work best for you. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Leave in the comments below which cars you think I might have left out, and do let me know what you think about this list and which car should have been the first and which car should have been the second. Thanks again for the support. When you like, when you subscribe, when you share this video, you're helping us to grow, and this is what Africa's UG desires to do. We desire to grow, and we desire to reach more and more people and give you right advice, right information about cars, just to make sure that you make the right choice when it comes to buying your next car. Thanks again, guys, for watching, and catch you in the next one. We're currently at 2,000 subscribers. Leave us a subscribe so we can grow. Never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. So a wild card that I'm adding to this list, and that's number 9, is the Toyota Blade. Now that car is actually a car that you can drive every day. It's got the same engine that you find in the Harrier, the Estima, and all those 2.4 RAV4 and blah. That car is gives you quite a bit of a good fuel economy, especially if you're the person that wakes up early and leaves work maybe after jam hours. It gives you about 12 kilometers to the liter. Now this car will take you about 35 million going up. So the 35 million should be able to get you a 2009 model as of today. Another wild card that I'm going to add to this list is the 2010 Mitsubishi RVR. The advantage of the cool thing about this car is that you can get it actually with a like sort of half roof that is half panoramic. Does that exist? A half panoramic sunroof. You can get it with 1.8 liter. It's a 2-wheel drive. You can also get a 4-wheel drive. It's a very reliable Mitsubishi, and it's fun to drive actually because it's very fuel economical. It's comfortable. You can drive it every day, and no one will really tell that how much you spent on the car, just because it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now this car takes you about 45 million going up.
Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. Life lessons come one in a dozen.